G'day, guys. Welcome back to Offside Trap. Charlie, mate, the final is finally here. England versus Italy. This is probably the best final that could happen, mate. What are your what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's very exciting. This is one that we said at the start of the tournament. It'd be brilliant if we could get an Italy England final, and we said it sort of just putting it out there, and it's come to fruition. So it's very exciting times.
That's true. I'd like to say I did say first game of the Euros, Italy to make the final. So that
Well,
wasn't
you say that
recorded, but I
you
did
say
say
that
it.
every international
That's
tournament,
true. That
mate.
is true. That is true. Now there were going into the final, there were some pretty big games: Italy, Spain, and of course England versus Denmark. Touch on the Denmark game, mate. Was it a penalty?
Oh, we're going straight into the penalty debate.
Well, it
Look,
was
my
very
thoughts on it.
controversial.
My thoughts on it were like when it happened, I thought penalty, and I can see how a penalty was given, but you can also see how people would be annoyed about maybe the softness of it, particularly for it deciding a game in the semi-final of international tournament. To be fair, I think England should have got a penalty at the end of the second half when Kane got to me that was I thought that was a clear penalty, to be honest, and then Kane got a yellow card for simulation, which I thought I
Yeah,
just
that was
couldn't
a
not understand. Like to me that looked like a clear foul, like contact made. He went down, and it didn't look like a dive, and the referee, like the ref seemed a bit weird with how he was using VAR, like VAR, like it was
yeah.
like he didn't want to use it and just get involved with it. So
I mean, why wouldn't he
uh,
just go and look at, especially that Sterling one? Just go have a
yeah,
look.
I
But
know.
I guess VAR said if it's contact, then that's like the contact. You can say it's a penalty, but I still
Mm.
think that was soft. The the initial contact, he was going down, and then that the foot or whatever, he was already going down for that one as well. So
Mm.
I don't think that was a penalty, mate. But if that's how you want to win the games, so be it.
Well,
Um,
you got to take. I
a bit.
mean, once you're given the penalty, you're not gonna go. You just
I
got to
know.
take it, and England's had 55 years of bad luck in tournaments, so it's good to finally get a bit of good luck going our way.
Well, he's hoping there's a bit more bad luck going on in the
There's
there.
no
Well,
bias here at all.
I think it's pretty clear who we're both going for.
I
As
don't
you
know,
can.
mate. I can't see any. I can't see any
I'm going to
indicators
get
on
my
your.
jumper, mate. Show us your jersey. There it is.
It's
That's us.
coming home.
Now, you said, look, all credit to Denmark. They had a pretty good game
Mm,
considering
yeah,
everything. Schmeichel, I'd say one of the best players there for them. And
yeah,
you did say you wanted England to get tested, and I think both teams here got tested, Italy and uh,
yeah.
and England. Um, I think the Italy game, Spain really pushed them. They were probably the better team, Spain, in that game, and they didn't allow Italy to play the game that they wanted to play. I think maybe coming into the England game, they might be able to play their game a bit more. Um, do you
But
feel
you'd
the
hope so,
same?
man. Otherwise, they're going to be in trouble. No, I didn't see much of the Italy Spain game, but from what I did see, I
Of
just
course
felt
not.
like
Of course not.
I just from what I saw, I felt like Italy were I don't know, they kind of looked a bit like frantic in possession. Like when they had the ball, they didn't look that comfortable. Like they were just sort of
Yeah.
um, they just didn't they didn't look as composed and relaxed as maybe we'd be used to. But yeah, I mean that's playing a team like Spain. I mean that's going to happen a bit. So I think they'll, and it's good they got tested as well. So they've had a couple of tough games, which I think is good. Some people might argue it's bad, but I think it's good going into a final. Like that you've earned your place there, and you're battle tested in the tournament. So
Yeah, and do you
yeah,
think so? You think that will, from England's perspective, that's going to be a big help going into the final as well?
yeah. I think it was good because
First goal conceded.
yeah, and it was, to be honest, like when I it was a good free kick, but I feel like Pickford should have saved it, to be honest. Like, he was there. It sort of just went through his hands. I felt like it was still like a good strike, but it definitely wasn't. I know the Aussie commentators were, or the Optus Sport commentators were sort of saying that it was unsavable, but I felt like he could
It
have saved
wasn't.
it.
Yeah, it wasn't top corner, was it? It's kind of
No,
a bit.
he was there, like he got there, but he it just went through his hands. So
Yeah,
but yeah,
not
they
the.
sort of there you go.
Oh, just not the biggest fan of Pickford, but go on.
He looked Pickford. We're not a fan, mate. But nah, I felt like he looked a bit. He didn't look that relaxed.
Yeah,
And
he did look a bit frantic.
Yeah, and he's like very. Feel like he's very emotional as it is. But
Yeah,
it was I don't know. He broke Gordon Banks' record for longest amount of time without conceding a goal for England.
yeah, but would you put it down to like? I don't think that's all him. I think it's mostly the
Nah.
defense, which have credit is like they've been doing
Yeah.
really well.
But what I felt like with him is almost like that, the fact that they had a clean sheet and the fact that he was close to breaking that record. I don't know. It might not be the case, but it was almost like he was like stressing out over that. And he was
Yeah,
like, he had that on his mind and how he was playing. Like he was so worried about keeping the clean sheet and breaking that record that it just affected his performance.
so yeah, it's almost good that they got that goal to say like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Now the Italy, the big thing I would say about Italy's game is that they looked very tired. They were pushed into extra time against Spain, and yeah, one of the was it the commentator saying Italy. So England have a lot of like the depth of their team is like a lot greater than Italy's squad, and if it comes down to like who has the legs, England might just need to make a couple of subs and they might try and get a goal that way.
Yeah.
Do you think Italy will be more tired than England coming into it?
I mean, they'll have an extra day of rest, but I don't know. Like, I thought England's game plan was smart. Like, as soon as we went up in extra time, we just like slowed it right down, just controlled. We're comfortable enough in our defense that to sit back and allow Denmark onto us and then just sort of like conserve energy as much as possible. I mean, everyone still looked pretty fresh in the game. No one really looked tired. Southgate didn't make any changes until quite near the end, bringing Grealish on, and then that was the only change he made in normal time, and then made the other changes in extra time. So, I mean, if Italy were looking tired, I think England probably will come into it a little bit fresher. Yeah.
Yeah, because just like all the unused winger subs that they have there, very pacey, probably be able to punish the defense of Italy. Now, going into it, who do you think has actually been the better team? You can see all the fixtures there. Italy's won them all, conceded a few more goals than England. England's won them all as well, just drew to Scotland there. Do you think Scotland has? Sorry, do you think England has been playing better than Italy?
I think I don't know. I'd say like in the group stages, it looked like Italy were stronger, but and Italy were looking and we were speaking about it during the group stages how well Italy were looking, and then England were looking a bit bit average.
Yeah.
Like they were getting the job done, but it was better. But I feel like England's sort of grown into the tournament a little bit better now. I mean, like beating Germany 2-0, beating Ukraine 4-0, which isn't easy as well. And then, putting a good performance. I mean, I think with England, like the scoreline probably doesn't flatter. Like I think Schmeichel really kept them in there as well, Denmark. I think there could have been a few more goals. So I'd say England, especially off the semi-final performances, I'd say England are probably in slightly better form, looking a bit stronger.
Yeah, I mean, Italy's had a few tough games there. Spain, Belgium. Yeah, England's just had Ukraine, mate. Good old
What about
Ukraine.
Germany? Come on, we beat Germany 2-0.
Yeah, that was all right. Nothing
Denmark,
special.
you got to admit, Denmark are good. Denmark were a
Denmark are
good
good.
team.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
have been pretty happy to see them go through. They do have
Mm.
some good little players there. Braithwaite,
I mean,
the
they got
old
some big play. They got some big players in there as well, buddy. Vestergaard.
yeah. Everyone put
And
in a shift there. That was
yeah,
really good.
yeah.
Just a shame it had to come down to that dive, but
No.
well, I feel like yeah, you're right. I do think Italy, the group stages, they looked amazing. But also like against Belgium, they had a really good game.
Yeah.
Spain kind of shut them down a bit. Um, I
But then
do,
again, like being shut down by Spain's not really like a, that's no knock on them,
yeah,
to be
exactly.
honest.
I do think, yeah, England might be having a bit more confidence coming into this one. Although I do think
Mm.
it's pretty even. Both of the teams will be looking a bit high on confidence here.
The other
Um,
aspect is that it's going to be at Wembley, so
yeah, that's true. But then again, we can go back to the is the pressure. Does that come to anything to do with it?
I don't know. I feel like they've overcome that now. I mean, there will be
You'd
pressure on
hope
England
so.
though now. There's so much pressure on England now because I mean, any international tournament, there's pressure on England. But now
Yeah,
it's like we've never been in a Euro final, and it's 55 years since we've won a major tournament.
yeah,
So the pressure and it's the country's going crazy at the moment just with expectation and but the good thing is quite a few of the main guys that are in this squad experienced that with the World Cup as well. Last time there was quite a lot of expectation going into that semi-final, but obviously what happened was that didn't go our way. So I mean, it's do or die now. It can either, they'll become stuff of legends or they'll become another classic England failure story in the final.
happy both way, mate. Well, really, only one way,
Oh,
but
well, I was all right, mate. Well, I'll be surprised if you're happy when England raise that trophy, mate.
true. Well, yeah, I've got some raps prepared either way, but it it will be
You're not supposed to
pretty.
tell them that. You're supposed to make them think you're doing them as soon as it's
Yeah, that's
on the spot.
1 second done. Nah, but do you think they've got to be thinking of it, thinking
Oh
of that
yeah.
pressure like that would just overflow their thoughts? I
Look,
mean,
look, this is the thing. Like, if England win, every single player in that team will instant like the 1966 World Cup team. Like
mm,
most people can still name the whole team. You know what I mean? Like they're all like legends. Like they're all just like absolute like legends of English football. Like in England, obviously. So all the players know this is like they will become like national heroes for the rest of their lives if they win this tournament. So I mean, that's gonna inspire some people and cause them to focus in, but it's also going to play on the nerves of other people in the team. So
yeah, it depends.
Pickford's gonna be fucking frantic, mate.
I know. I mean, they do have quite a strong set of characters there. I would say,
Mm,
yeah, especially they've been since the last World Cup. It's kind of that same bit of team there.
that core.
Southgate might get that knighthood. I've been
Oh
hearing.
mate, I think Harry Kane will get knighted as well.
Yeah,
Raheem Sterling might get knighted as well.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
that'd be huge. That'd be
yeah.
huge. And yeah, Italy. I'm not too sure how much pressure they will have, but it can't be the same as England, especially they're at home. But
Mm,
again, that could be an advantage as well. So
yeah. Depends how you is that however you spin it, it's an advantage. You know what I mean? Like you can spin it in your own advantage.
yeah,
If you're a good manager and you got a strong and as a player a strong mentality as well, you'll spin it to be your advantage rather than to be your detriment.
yeah, hopefully. And is Southgate a good manager?
I think he's a great man manager,
Yeah,
and I think he's not scared to make the decisions that need to be made. You know, like when I saw the lineup and I saw that Saka was starting ahead of Sancho, and he's an Arsenal man, and I was still like, wow. But then he played really well, and I think did he assist Sterling, or he set up that own goal, or
Yeah,
he set up
yeah,
a really good chance for Sterling, but he just looked untouchable when he got on the ball, and he's only 19 years old. Like making decisions like that, and then just having the courage to just say, once we went one up, just going, okay, now had faith in the defenders to go, okay, let's sit back, sit back and we'll trust in our defense, and then just hold the ball and we'll hold this lead. So I think, yeah, tactically and man management wise, he's brave at the moment, which is what you need.
yeah. Exactly. That's a characteristic that he has, and a few of the players. That just you feel like Harry Kane. He's just leading them out there as well.
Mm.
Now, just talking about the formation and the selections, do you think he'll go with that same starting 11 again, or any changes in there?
I reckon. I reckon. I reckon he'll start Sancho this time.
Really? Wow. I don't
I don't
think he
know.
will.
It's funny that he's not. I like Grealish coming on. I've changed my like. I like Grealish. I really liked Mason Mount as well. I thought he played really well,
Yeah.
and I liked him. I liked him in that spot. Um, Especially, you know, I think like those sort of like wing players that we've got on there. The way that you know Harry Kane just drops into space to receive the ball, and then you just see like the faith that Sterling and Saka have. As soon as like he'll drop into that space, they just set off on a run, and
Yeah.
they just know that he'll be able to find them. Like he's just facilitating that so nicely. And then I think that front four are just so confident in getting forward to get forward because they're so confident in Phillips and Rice just controlling that center there. Like and then you've got Maguire and Stones playing really well, and the fact that Rice and Phillips are controlling that center so well allows Maguire to get up, and then one of them will drop back, and then you've got Kyle Walker that just I'm just looking at the whole team here and going through each one. The speed on some of the speed on Kyle Walker is just like ridiculous. Like the way he just like he'll just like catch up and just like chase people down, and no matter who it is, he just like he'll get them every time. Like he doesn't. No one gets away from him.
Yeah,
It's
the
good.
the battle between him and Mahali last game was pretty enticing,
Mm,
that's for sure.
it
Well,
was good.
it's interesting that you touch on the midfield because I do think that's Italy's definitely big strength there. And
Mm,
I think they might have the better midfield compared to England.
mm,
I think this could be a factor where Italy might dominate the midfield, or it can come down to who dominates the midfield again. You saw in the
mm.
Spain game, Spain definitely outplayed them in the midfield, and they kind of just shut down a bit. Do you think that will play a factor, or who will have the better shot there?
Well, I think yeah, that midfield battle is going to be essential. I think the thing at the moment is that Phillips and Rice are playing so well together, and they trust each other in that in those spots. So I think that chemistry will do them well. I mean, and you've got Jorginho there in the middle for Italy. Um, is that what that's what you've been playing with? Is that
Yeah.
been four
So
three three there?
I think I want to predict like what starting lineups we'll probably see. I think Italy's going to pretty much go with the same one they've been doing. Donnarumma in goals, and then Emerson in fullback position, Chiellini, Bonucci, and then Di Lorenzo back line. And then they'll probably stick with Jorginho, Barella, and Verratti, I'd say, and Insigne and Immobile, and then Chiesa. But he might. There's a doubt if he's going to play or not. He does seem he could be injured, but if he's good, then he'll
Mm.
probably get the start as well. So they're probably going to go with the same lineup as last game. Um, and I would say for England, I think they're probably going to do the same thing. But do you think there'll be a change there?
I don't like. I wonder why they're starting. I wonder why Southgate is starting Saka. Like he is doing well.
Hmm.
But if you're what would you do if you're going to go Sancho or Saka? What are you doing?
I'd say it's Saka because he had more game time. I don't think it's rare that you see someone just who hasn't played much get the start in the final.
in the final. It's just that I
Yeah.
wonder what the decision was, why that, you know.
I think, well, you don't know. Maybe it comes down to training, or
Mm,
maybe he feels like he just plays better in his system.
yeah, in that
Uh,
specific role.
yeah,
Mm. I mean, yeah, I think, and for Italy, so have those three in midfield, are they more like two wide players, or has that been three central mids? Would you say?
three central mids. Yeah,
Mm,
um, and yeah, they've all
that'd
had
be a
a
good battle.
pretty good. Yeah, they've all had really good Euros, especially Jorginho and Verratti.
Mm,
Um, I mean, you know those two players how they play, so they love to see a lot of the ball as well. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting how Rice and Phillips come up against that.
mm,
Um, but yeah, I mean, I think the main, maybe the two ones that Southgate might swap is Saka and Mount, maybe. But other than that, they're probably going to keep the same formation or same players.
yeah, yeah. I think
Um,
he'll go with the same. I think everyone's looking pretty fresh as well, and they're all playing. They're playing well together. Um, and I think having Grealish come on, you know, I mean, Foden looked. I just saw his name there. Foden looked really dangerous when he came on as well in extra time.
yeah,
I
another
thought,
one. I mean, it's kind of like a like for like swap. Like they're not really
yeah,
downgrading when these players come on.
yeah.
But if I
I
had to
think,
say it, I would say Saka and Mount do get the start, so it'll probably be the
yeah,
same as last time.
yeah. I feel like that. I think you're right there. That midfield battle is going to be pivotal.
Yeah,
But I think what the thing is that could play in England's favour so well is that Kane just drops so nicely into that midfield to receive the ball, and then it allows Sterling and Saka to get up. Like I think the way he's doing
yeah,
that, especially in that Denmark game, it just gives that extra man there and just gives them an extra option. So that I think will, and it will just like it was. It seemed like in the Denmark game, like Rice, Mount, and Phillips were really spreading out Denmark's midfield, and then Kane was just dropping into the spots that were created so nicely, and then they just flooded that midfield, and then it just gave. And then when Sterling gets on the ball, like he looks like he's just gonna lose it, and then he just like, and the way he runs as well, he just like gets past everyone. Yeah, it's good.
yeah. That's crazy. Sterling has had an amazing tournament so far.
Mm,
Just touching on Italy's players, so Chiesa might be out injured. He has been their probably best attacking player of the tournament.
mm,
Uh, I mean, obviously that's going to cause some harm to Italy if he's out. I don't think the subs that Italy have are as good as him. Chiesa scored 2 goals as well. So, do you
I mean,
think? Yeah, what was that?
the good thing about, we spoke about it last time, was that, you know there's 5 players there for Italy with 2 goals. So I mean,
Well, I was going to say, do you think that's better or maybe worse? Because say, look at Harry Kane, he's on 4 goals, is it?
yeah.
And then look at Immobile, who's hasn't had the best tournament so far. He's only on 2. Would you rather be relying on your striker or seeing if you can get a goal from somewhere else?
I feel like the thing is, like, it's like, yeah, it's awesome that Kane and Sterling are playing so well and linking up so nicely together. What happens if Italy shuts down one of them? You
Yeah,
know, then maybe the goals dry up then. Whereas, if you've got the goals spread out a little bit more, there's more options there. But like it's like we were saying with playing at Wembley, it's you can spin it whichever way you want to spin it and use it to that advantage. Like
yeah, it goes with
it
anything
goes
really.
both. Yeah, it goes both ways.
It does go both ways. Now, who do you think's the actual favorite going into it?
I'd say it's got to be. I'd say England are the favourites. I'd imagine.
at home.
Yeah,
Got the squad. Got the
the
players.
momentum. Like I think the thing with like England, I feel like Harry Kane's potentially, you know, top top five strikers in the world. You got Sterling that's playing like one of the best players in the world. You've got, the defense is looking obviously really strong, and protecting a shaky Pickford at the back there. Then
Well,
yeah,
that's another thing. Looking at the stats here. I mean, so the goals: Italy 12 goals against 3, England 10-1. Now the shots per game. I think we touched on it last time. England do not get too many shots off per game. Even Denmark shut them down quite well. So Italy's shots per game is 18, whereas England's is 9.5. And then, Italy's shot on target 5, England 4.3.
So that Italy's just bloody shooting it from halfway. The stats
It could be the case.
I mean, what's the point of all those extra shots and you're only getting 0.7 more on target?
Well, you know what, mate? It just shows that they're dangerous and they're going to win the game, maybe.
Dangerously poor shooters.
Well, they have scored 2 more goals than you. How about that? How about that for some stats? But are there any other stats here that you feel? The aerials, England have a lot more aerials won 16-11.
I'm glad you spelled aerials right this time, mate. It was a piss of an effort on the last.
The spell check always goes well.
Yeah, no, I was looking at the stats before, and they're all actually quite similar. Possessions, very similar. Pass accuracies up there as well.
Some would say 2 of the best teams of the Euros coming together.
Yeah, well, I think it is. It's the correct final, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say that like it sounds like a stupid thing to say because it's like, well, that's who made it to the final, but it's I think it is. I think everyone's actually very happy with this final. It's
yeah. It does mean something. 2 teams with a lot of history. Like, how disappointing would it be if Denmark made the final? Like, to put anything.
Imagine it was Spain and Denmark. Oh my god,
get out! A lot of the Spanish fans would be overjoyed with that one.
Yeah.
But let's go now. These 2 teams. This isn't the first time they've versed each other.
No, I'm hoping you weren't going to bring this up. This is not looking good.
Well, let's have a look here, mate. Previous 6 meetings, Italy 3 out of 6. They won 3 out of 6, and England's won 1 out of 6. 2 draws. The last competitive match was in the World Cup 2014. I think we all remember that one. Italy winning.
I actually forgot about that one. I forgot.
Well, here to remind you.
2014 World Cup was one that we both want to wipe from our memories.
Exactly. I saw a picture and it had us 2 at the bottom and then Costa Rica and the other team.
Yeah.
It was just
so bad.
Shocking.
Uruguay, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So both teams have come a long way since then. I think they've both had the right advances in the team selection and everything, and then just the one before that was is that the Euros 2012 Euros? Yeah, Italy 0-0. I think Italy won on penalties that one.
Yeah, well, when bloody Pirlo did the Panenka.
Mate. That was huge. That's when Italy made the finals last time.
How'd
was the last time you made the finals?
How did the last finals go for you, mate?
Well, not great, but better than your last. Oh wait, did you?
Our last final was the World Cup 1966, mate. And that one went pretty well.
The last final in the World Cup we won it.
Yeah, well,
suck on those apples, mate. I mean, look, the head-to-head's in Italy's favour.
How was that 2018 World Cup?
Good one. Touche. But look, the last two friendlies the one in 2018 draw. Don't really put too much on the friendlies though. Look, that's just more added pressure for England, I would say.
I mean, I don't even think they'll be thinking about it, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, me neither. But
We
still,
drew last time out, boys. Let's get that one back.
don't you remember the World Cup?
It was there'd be not a single. Maybe the only actually Raheem Sterling was in that team. He was only.
That's
Do you
interesting.
remember?
Yeah.
He was only like 18 or
Not
19,
really.
and he was starting. No, because
That's
you
crazy.
remember, it was like I remember just 3 minutes into the game because we were at your house watching, and he had a crazy shot, and it looked like it went in, but it went on the side netting. And
Yeah, I
like the way
remember.
it sort of like it looked like it got caught, like it looked like it was in because it got caught in the side netting. I remember just going, yeah.
I remember, didn't Balotelli score that game?
I
Somewhere.
can't remember. I can't remember who the scorers were.
Yeah, but let's hope it's as good as that match with the final outcome.
That was a rubbish game.
Now, look, before we go, I do want to just do a quick joint 11 of who would make the team, both of the teams
I
combined.
like this. Very nice.
Now, in goals, let's start. I do think Donnarumma gets the up here.
Well, mate, depends if you want a bit of a, Pickford did just beat Gordon Banks's record for clean
No.
sheets.
But again,
He's conceded one goal, mate. How many has Donnarumma conceded?
2 or 3 or something.
Oh, mate, that's
No, but again, I think they'll be like when we come to the defenders, they'll be maybe a bit more to that.
Yeah, I'm only winding you up. I would go with Donnarumma as well.
Yeah, smart man there, smart man. Now
I know
fullbacks.
conceded 3 goals, by the way.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Hopefully, we'll keep it as 3 coming into the final.
We'll see.
Now fullbacks. You've got Walker, Shaw, Trippier, maybe. Italy have Emerson, Di Lorenzo, and look, I would say if Spinazzola was still around, he'd make it in there, but I think we'll have to judge it on the players available. And I think probably both of England's fullbacks get in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Luke Shaw's been pretty great, and so is Kyle Walker. So Kyle Walker just looks so solid. Just as that cover, like you just feel safe with him there. Like he's just going to get back and cover well. So,
yeah, definitely coming into the final stages of the tournament. He has. I think I remember watching one of the group stages. He didn't look that good, but he has been, like the Denmark game. He played really well. Now the big one, the 2 centre backs. Look, I'd say Maguire has to go in there. He has had quite an outstanding tournament so far. Does one of Italy's one make it in there?
I don't know. The partnership with Stones has just been great. That
has been very good.
It's hard to split them up. It's almost like a younger version of Chiellini and Bonucci.
Yeah, that's true. Not as good, but not as good.
Not as bold as it.
Wait a few years for those boys. But I think, look, Bonucci got man of the match. Well, who scored at least? He got the man of the match there. Let's just chuck him.
I'll give you Bonucci. We'll go Bonucci and Maguire.
Bonucci, Maguire. Do you think Maguire's been playing better than Stones? Or it's kind of like a package deal, isn't it?
Yeah, they just link up very nicely. But,
so does Chiellini and Bonucci, mate.
It's hard to split them up. But I think just for this, let's go Maguire and Bonucci.
Let's be fair. All right, midfield. Who would you put in?
I think Verratti and it's hard that.
I think Verratti and Jorginho definitely need to go in there. As much as I love Barella, look, just based on last game, didn't have the best of games. So we can chuck an English player for him if you want.
I don't know. Do we want to put Mount in there?
Yeah, we can slot him out in. That'd actually be quite nice. Put him as a cam in there behind Jorginho, Verratti,
Yeah,
and then I think, ooh, this is tough.
yeah.
I would
So I
go,
think
yeah,
Sterling and Kane have got to be there.
Sterling and Kane have to be there, and
And
it's
then I
if you want to
reckon,
put Chiesa or Insigne in there.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I feel like Chiesa's looked. I mean, on those ratings there, are they like the overall ratings or
Are
the
you
average
look
ratings
on the
on the
probable lineup?
predict?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the average rating. So
Mm.
Chiesa, he's come in and like saved Italy. I mean, he scored 2 goals. So is Insigne. Um, that's tough.
I feel like Insigne fits better into with Sterling and Insigne on the wings. Then you got Kane up front dropping in. I think
True.
they'd go nicely.
That's true. Yeah, all right. We'll put Insigne in there, and that's the team, mate. How many English to Italy ratio players do we have?
The whole back line should. No. uh, so um, you got 2 and 3 and then 4. It's like 6 and 5. So it's pretty even split.
6 and 5.
Yeah.
Who's way? England.
Yeah. England.
There you have it, mate. I mean, you do have the better players there, so
Yeah.
that's fair enough. Now, mate, prediction time. Who wins and who and what score will it be?
Oh, I reckon it's gonna be a banger of a match, mate.
Hopefully.
It's gonna be 4-2 England, I'm
Jesus.
predicting.
Wow. 4-2 England.
Yeah.
I was thinking, look, I was thinking it's going to be a banger of a match, but more tactical. I think it's going to
Mm.
be a low scoring game. And I'm going to go 1-1, extra time, penalties. Italy
Oh,
get the win.
imagine penalties at
Well,
Wembley.
that's another thing. How do you think England were doing penalties?
Well, we break the curse because we beat Colombia on penalties, but historically we do pretty poorly. So I don't know. That would be if we won a tournament on penalties, that would just be next level.
That's
That would
true.
be ridiculous.
But I think Donnarumma would maybe be the better penalty saver in that case.
No, imagine Pickford there. He'd be freaking out.
He would have a red face, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, that's that. I must say England have. I think they've broken their curse. They have, like, everything I've seen from them, they look like a pretty strong side. So
Yeah, looks like a different setup now
yeah, so good
than the
luck to you,
years
mate.
before. Thank you, and to you.
We'll just go through the linesman polls on social medias. Now, on Facebook, it's very close. We had 52.4% going to Italy with 47.6% England. Looks like Italy's going to win that one. And on Instagram, Instagram, even better, Italy 67%. And England 33%.
How many fake accounts did you vote on?
At least 5, but
And there were 6 votes.
yeah. No, we do have a lot of Italian fans there, but that's that. It looks like Italy's coming away favourites. Charlie, mate, I don't think we can watch this one together, unfortunately, but good luck to you. I'll be chatting to you as the game goes on.
Of course.
Linesman, thanks for watching. I want to see your predictions in the comments as well, so make sure you write those down. Give the video a little like and subscribe as well. New wrap coming Monday morning, whoever wins. And catch us later. Catch us later. Is it coming home?
It's coming home, mate. 3 lines on my chest.
Forza Italia.